Hello and welcome to today's tutorial. We will be creating skills that Minion will be using. We'll create two different skills. One skill will work with the device and another will be the one that will work on the net. Now, to get started, when we created when we set up Minion, it created the skills. So I've already added the skill file, but I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, the skills already exists within the Minion folder. So all you have to do to create the skills or to follow along for the skills that we are going to create is the first skill that we are creating is one that's going to sort the download. So my downloads folder is a mess. As you can see, it's a mess. So I'm going to create a skill that's going to organize my downloads into folders. The first thing we're going to do is to make a directory within the skills. So to make a directory, you do mkdir, then the tilde, which is shift, and the tilde key is the first key before you get the number 1 on your keyboard. So that's the tilde. So you click shift and that key before the number 1. Then you put your /.minion. So we are trying to make a directory within the skills directory. So our skills are within the workspace. The skills folder are within the workspace, is within the workspace folder. Then the first skill we want to create is a skill that's going to sort our downloads by extension. So I'm going to call it sort by extensions. When you run this particular command, it creates the directory for you. It creates the directory sort by extensions for you. Now we want to also create the skill.md file that's going to be residing within this. So all you have to do is click on the arrow key, the left arrow key on your keyboard, until you get to this part. So you change the mkdir to touch. That is going to create the file for you. The mkdir creates the folder, so you're making a directory, while touch creates the file for you. So we'll do skill.md. When you click enter, this creates the file within the folder that you've created. So this is our skill.md, so the sort by extension. The description, you can see the format it goes with. It goes by the name, so sort by extension, the description, and the metadata. So the description is organize files in a folder by creating subfolders based on file extensions and moving files into them. So these are the instructions within the skill.md file. So what it does is it sorts by extension, it organizes these files. So it has trigger phrases. So once you do minion agent m and any of this folder or any of these triggers, is going to trigger Minion into doing this for you. So now for this, or for the purpose of this demonstration, we are using downloads. You can use whatever folder you want it to organize for you. For me, I want it to organize the downloads. So it says group files by extension, so it does the PDF, the JSON, the PNG, TXT. So all this, it tells it how to group the files by extension, it tells it to preview before acting, and it tells it to create these folders and move the files into them. So now and also finally, or step 5, tells it to report the results of what it did, and it also tells it to skip certain files within it. So let's run this command. So I'm going to make these skills available for you. You can tweak it however you want it to be. So here is this. So let me clean this out. Now that we've seen how our skill.md file look, let's create or tell Minion to do this. So we'll start with minion agent m. So the trigger, one of the trigger phrases, we're going to use one of the trigger phrases. So I'm going to use this first one. Sort my downloads by extension. You can change it, you can play around with it, so it mustn't necessarily be this. You can change it for how you want it to look. So when I click on this, it starts working. So it's currently working. So you see it's moving up here. The top commands are being moved. So once it's done, it will let us know when it's done. Okay, so it's done. This is just a warning that we can ignore. So everything is organized. It's telling us it's fully sorted. 147 folders created, 1 per file extension. Wow. 2,900 plus files moved to their respective folders. Okay, that's really a lot. So let's open this. You see, it has organized my files. It has organized my files or my downloads. Unlike the way it was before, it organized them accordingly. So the JSON files, the JS files, the egg, the TIFF, the tar files, the fig, so my Figma files, HTML, all the HTML, the YAML file, XLS file, everything has been saved into their respective folders. So that is one skill from Minion. Another skill that we'll be looking at is a web search skill. So we want to see how well Minion does, or I'm going to show you how to create a web research skill. So following how we did the first time, or the first instruction, we'll do mkdir tilde dot minion slash workspace slash skills slash web research. That's what we want to name this skill. When we do this and click enter, it creates the web research folder for us. Now we'll go back using our left arrow like we did earlier and do touch. So we'll do touch, then scroll back to where it was before using the right arrow, then slash skill.md. This will then create the skill.md file for us. So now that we've seen research skill.md, so it searches for the current information on any topic, synthesizes the results from multiple sources, and presents a clear summary. So it has the metadata and everything. The trigger phrases include search for this topic, what's the latest on that topic, research latest on this topic, find me something in the year, however you want your trigger phrases to be. Then you have the workflow, understand the query, search the web, read the top sources, synthesize and present, combine findings into a clean, structured response, offer follow-up, and all that. So for this web research to actually work, we actually need to have a Tavily. For the purpose of this tutorial, we're going to be using Tavily. You can also use Brave API key, but I'm going to use Tavily for this. So this is our web the Tavily app. I'm using Tavily for the purpose of this tutorial. So what this is going to do is going to be our pipeline to searching the internet or searching the website or the web. So here, after creating your account, it actually comes with a default API key, but I'm not about to use the default API key. So what I do is I create a new API key. So you can generate a new API key, give it a name. So click add. It pops up this way. So you add the key name. It's basically development. You can limit monthly usage if you want, but I did not limit anything. So let's just say minion. I've already created this before. So minion, and then you can limit monthly usage. I didn't limit mine. Then you still the create, and you have your API key. Now, after you've gotten your API key, the next thing you do is to copy your API key. When you copy this API key, you go to your terminal. Go back to the terminal where we've been doing all of this. Then here we'll do nano. So what we're going to do is nano tilde dot minion slash dot env. Now when we do this, it opens up a terminal. That's our terminal where we added what we added before, the open router, how we did the API key for open router. You also do it that way for this. Now you have it already comes with Tavily API key. All we have to do is to use the arrow key. So the arrow key is going to be up here. So you have to go down. You see the way that square that is moving. Then we'll come here. We want to uncomment this out. So that is how to uncomment a written text or a function or something. So we want to uncomment it out so that minion can see it. If you have that, if this sign is still here, minion is not going to see it. So we'll have to remove it. Then scroll all the way to this part to where you can add what you want to add. Then right click and then paste in that paste in the API key that you have copied in from Tavily. Then you do Control O, enter, and Control X to save. Now we have opened. So after modifying our nano, now the next thing we want to run our agent. So we want to run minion for web research. So we'll do minion agent then we'll get our trigger phrase. So search for topic, we'll copy this. Oh wait, before we do that, I forgot to let you all know that you have to update your skill, your config. So you're going to update skill config so that you can be able to add Tavily Tavily API key on there. If you don't do that, it's not going to see it. You're going to get an error when you try to run it. So for this, we'll have to do open tilde dot minion slash minion.json. When we do this, it opens in your editor. Then you scroll all the way to tools. So this is agents, this is channels, we'll go to tools. Now here we'll have to put Tavily API key the way we have it in the env. Once you put this on there, you Control S to save this. So you are not saving your you're not saving this in plain key. So this is added. Then you go back here. Now we'll come back here and we want to do our agent. We want our agent to run this. So we'll do minion agent then let's find one of the trigger topics, or trigger phrases. So let's do search for Command V. So let's say search for AI agents. Let's search for AI agents. So we have our minion agent search for AI agents. Then we'll click enter and we wait. We'll wait for it to work or start searching for this. So let's wait. You see it said Tavily returned 9 search results. Now this is where Minion is above other agents out there. Now it initialized the malicious URL scanner. It initialized it because it found out that URLs are present in this. So it initialized it and started scanning it. After scanning it, it said no, not malware URLs in output. So there are no malware. The highest score is 0.24. So it keeps going. With each resultant search, it scans the URL to ensure that there is nothing malicious out there that your agent or that minion will bring in for you. Now it's done and you can see. Got it. I have enough data from the searches. Here's a fresh up-to-date summary. So the AI agent's latest findings as of March 2026. It's major companies deploying AI agents internally. You have healthcare AI agents. Then you have OpenClaw and derivatives. Then you have the key stats. And then it tells you, like, it prompts you on what else you want it to do. So you want me to save this to a file, go deeper on any specific company, or fold these new findings into existing pen testing targets reports, things like that. So now, this is how Minion works both internally and externally.